Dear friends, welcome to Think BRICS. Today we have got Dereje Yiemeru with us. He is an independent journalist and geopolitical analyst based in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. With 18 years of experience in journalism and engineering, Dereje has built a distinguished career working with top media outlets like Ethio Channel, Addis Ababa, and Business Times. He's now at Thunderbolt Media and Design, where he's keeping himself busy exploring the intersection of media, technology, and global affairs. Welcome, Dereje.
Thank you, I'm happy to be on Think Bricks channel, and I've been watching your channel since it has started, and it was my pleasure to be speaking with you guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your time. You see, dear friends, any subscriber may become a protagonist of our show. So follow us. Dereje, you recently published an interesting article on RT about BRICS with a very clear and, let's say, shocking title. Shocking for someone might be. Why is BRICS Plus suddenly running everything? We used it to make a video too. Links to the article and the video are here in the description. So this article gives a full analysis how much BRICS Plus countries influence the global economy, especially in terms of food production, energy, manufacturing, and mineral extraction. I have come up with five interesting questions for you. So, including specific questions about Ethiopia's position relative to BRICS Plus. So, Dereje, if you don't mind, your article says that BRICS Plus has almost half of the world's population and is set to overtake G7 in global GDP share by 2028. What do you think the most significant geopolitical implications of this economic power shift are, particularly regarding global governance structures that have been dominated by Western nations historically?
The economic ascent of BRICS Plus and its projected overtaking of the G7 and global GDP share by 2028 signals a transformative shift in global power dynamics. Historically, institutions like the IMF, World Bank, and the UN Security Council have been dominated by Western nations. But BRICS Plus growing clout could catalyze demands for structural reforms. For instance, BRICS Plus nations may advocate for increased voting rights in international financial institutions to reflect their economic contributions more equitably. The bloc is also likely to champion alternative framework for global governance, such as expanding the NDB, the new development bank, as a counterweight to World Bank, or creating dispute resolution mechanisms outside Western-led systems. And we have seen that practically between China and India resolving their issues along their borders. And the rise of BRICS Plus could accelerate south to south cooperation, reducing dependency on Western trade networks and financial systems. By prioritizing intra-block trade agreements and local currency settlements, BRIC Plus nations might weaken the dominance of the US dollar in global markets. Additionally, the bloc's collective influence could reshape the global norms on critical issues like climate policy, where BRICS Plus countries may push for differentiated responsibilities that account for developmental disparities, or digital governance, where they could advocate for data sovereignty from frameworks that challenge Western tech monopolies. Over time, this shift could lead to a multipolar world order where Western hegemony is balanced by emerging economies, strategic and economic alliance, and the unheard voice of uh, the South, the global South, will be heard in BRICS Plus alliances.
At the Kazan summit in October 2024, BRICS Plus invited 13 more countries to join as partners, with Indonesia becoming a full member in January 2025. What do you think makes BRICS Plus pick the countries they do as new members and partners? And how do you think this will change over the next 5 years, for instance?
BRICS Plus membership decisions are driven by combination of strategic, economic, and geopolitical factors. Countries like Indonesia, which joined in 2025, were selected for their large population, robust economic growth, and regional leadership roles. Similarly, we can take Nigeria and Algeria were invited due to their vast oil reserves and their influence in African markets. Aligning with BRICS goal of securing energy resources and expanding its footprint in the global south. Looking ahead, BRICS Plus is likely to prioritize nations that offer critical resources such as Saudi Arabia's oil or Chile's copper reserves to strengthen the bloc's resource security. Uh, Regional representation will also play a key role. Countries like Egypt uh, or Vietnam could be targeted to deepen BRICS Plus reach in the Middle East or Southeast Asia. Additionally, these nations providing alternative trade corridors such as Iran or Turkey may gain attention for their ability to bypass Western controlled shipping routes. Over the next 5 years or 5 to 10 years, expansions will likely focus on enhancing internal cohesions while integrating economies with niche advantages. For example, Ethiopia's emerging manufacturing sector and agricultural potential could make it an attractive candidate, offering BRICS Plus access to East African markets and footholds in the Horn of Africa.
But in your opinion, in next 5 years, BRICS will continue expanding?
Yes, I think so. I think so. They will expand.
Okay. Well, actually, after the expansion in 2023, it was said many times that they would not expand anymore. But we saw that BRICS likely to expand actually, and they did, adding other members like Indonesia. But you said that BRICS Plus producers and consumers have a shared interest in creating mechanisms to trade commodities outside the reach of the G7 financial sector. Can you tell me more about the specific challenges and progress in setting up these alternative financial systems, especially when it comes to moving away from the dollar and possible alternative to SWIFT?
Creating financial systems dependent on the G7 countries, it involves navigating a significant hurdles. The US uh, dollar's entrenched role in global trade, particularly in commodities like oil, which complicates efforts to de-dollarize. While BRICS plus nations like China and Russia have increased their bilateral trade in their local currencies, such as the yuan and ruble mechanism, scaling this to a block-wide system remains challenging due to liquidity or constraints and fluctuating exchange rates. Alternatives to SWIFT, such as Russia's SPFS and China's CIPS, are growing, but the lack of universal adoption and interoperability of the Western dominated system. These platforms currently serve bilateral transactions rather than global exchange. Sanctions further complicate progress. For instance, the US restriction on Iran and Russia deter third party countries from engaging with BRICS Plus financial tools. To overcome these barriers, BRICS Plus may explore pooled currency reserves or common digital currencies backed by commodities like gold, uh, and the NDB development banks expansion and the contingent reserve arrangements CRA are steps forward, but achieving full financial autonomy from the G7 will require lots of efforts and decades of coordinated policies, infrastructural investments, and trust building among BRICS member states. Uh, Today, I read a news uh, stated by the Russian Foreign Ministry, Sergei Lavrov. Non-BRICS member states will be able to access alternative payment platforms being developed in the association. And it was stated by Sergei Lavrov and CIS uh, foreign ministers meeting. And there are lots of challenges that we should expect, like industrial sabotage are also should be considered. Uh, that's well, that's it.
Okay, good. We hope that this year, actually, under Brazil's presidency, there will be more steps forward to implement that new payment system, because actually there were a lot of talks about that even before the Kazan summit in 2024. And at the end, we didn't see anything. Well, we hope that this year they will manage to do something. Well, back to Ethiopia. As someone from as someone from Ethiopia, who have been following BRICS Plus development, what do you think Ethiopia could bring to the group if it joined as a partner or member? You said Ethiopia is an emerging manufacturing hub in Africa and has agricultural potential. So, which sectors do you think your country could contribute to the BRICS Plus alliance?
Okay. Ethiopia's inclusion in BRICS Plus could significantly bolsters the bloc's economic and strategic objectives. As one of Africa's fastest growing economies, Ethiopia has emerged as a manufacturing hub, and with industrial parks like Hawassa specializing in textiles, apparel, and pharmaceuticals, and these sectors could integrate into BRICS Plus supply chain, offering a cost-competitive alternative to Chinese or Indian manufacturing. Ethiopia is working to become one of the BRICS Plus logistic hubs. For example, I tell you about this. Um, Ethiopia started building a pilot project called Gada Special Economic Zone in Adama city, near Adama city, which is like 100 kilometers from the capital. And this Gada special economic zone was established with a goal of driving economic transformation in the country, and it aims to create numerous opportunities uh, and to aim to become BRICS logistic hubs, and it is a good start. And agriculturally, Ethiopia is a top African producer of coffee, sesame seed, and horticultural goods, positioning it as a key player in addressing BRICS Plus food security goals. The country's vast arable land and ongoing irrigation projects, such as those linked to the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, GERD, could further enhance its agricultural output. Geopolitically, Ethiopia is a strategic location near the Red Sea, provides BRICS Plus with access to critical maritime trade routes, while its diplomatic clout and the African Union amplifies a bloc's influence on the continent. In return, Ethiopia would benefit from BRICS Plus investments in infrastructure such as railways and renewable projects, and the Chinese BRI, Belt and Road Initiatives, and technology transfers to modernize its economy further.
I see. I see. You mentioned Renaissance Dam, and I cannot avoid asking you about the relationships between Ethiopia and Egypt, because I'm curious about that. How Ethiopia's and Egypt develop its relationship regarding Nile water rights and the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, and how it influences its position on BRICS. So we also talked about the memorandum of understanding between Ethiopia and Somaliland in our previous videos, which created tensions in the Horn of Africa. It seems those tensions have calmed down now, or is it an impression? So could you give us an update?
All right. Uh, as you know, Ethiopia's regional relationship, particularly regarding the GERD, the Great Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, and its port deal with Somaliland, are pivotal to its BRICS Plus prospects and involvements in BRI. Uh, uh, and the negotiations over GERD, mediated by the African Union, have seen progress. There are some progress, and Ethiopia has committed to slower dam filling during droughts, easing tensions with Egypt, and I think we have completed the filling of the dam, and the tensions are lower now with Egypt and Sudan. This demonstrates that the Addis Ababa's ability to navigate complex disputes diplomatically. It threats BRICS Plus values as it seeks to position itself as a mediator in global South conflicts. The 2024 memorandum of understanding with Somaliland, which granted Ethiopia access to the Red Sea via port of Berbera. Initially, it has started a backlash from Somalia. However, sustained dialogue under regional bodies like IGAD and the Arab League has de-escalated tensions with our country, Ethiopia, reaffirming Somalia's territorial integrity while pursuing economic partnership. BRICS Plus members like China and Russia, who prioritize non-interference in sovereign matters of other countries, may view Ethiopia's pragmatic diplomacy favorably by balancing the regional stability with economic ambitions that Ethiopia aligns with BRICS Plus broader vision of the multipolar world order, less influenced by Western interventions.
Actually, another question came to my mind right now when you mentioned that an economic zone that Ethiopia is trying to build to attract investors and so on. You know that several years ago the same talks were in Egypt because Egypt wanted to build an economic zone with Russia. Then that was cancelled. Then economic zone to invite Chinese investors, Suez Canal. So a lot of things. Since Egypt and Ethiopia became the full members and BRICS, they are seen like rivalries in one alliance. How do you see that rivalry right now? Because if even also Ethiopia will build an economic zone, will this influence its relationships with Egypt as soon as Renaissance Dam now is resolved?
Yes, actually, the economic zone that is being built by Ethiopian government in Adama right now, it's a special economic zone, a type of special economic zone, uh, uh, which creates numerous job opportunities and generates a substantial foreign exchange, reduce imports, and significantly will boost export. And uh, with regional tensions regarding this building of special economic zones, I don't see there will be a tension since uh, it is being built inside the country in its borders, and more logistics will be there for countries like Djibouti and Somaliland, and I don't see it will be a cause of tension.
Okay, if you say that, I believe you. Well, we may close right now talking. How do we say a resume
Okay.
of today's speech? That, in your opinion, just few years, 2 years, Ethiopia is in BRICS, and did your country benefit?
Mm, uh, these things like becoming a member of BRICS will help Ethiopia in so many ways. Um, one of the thing that due to lots of reasons, Ethiopia have been there were a lack of foreign exchange, a lack of dollar to buy goods and import medicines and construction materials from other countries, since the dollar is a world reserve currency. But when it comes to uh, new payment system like BRICS Pay, BRICS Bridge, and other alternative method of payments with countries like Russia, and we can buy. We can discuss the exchange of ruble to birr, uh, like items like oil, and which is going to help us, challenge economic situation. Of course, the economic situation is a global one, but it's going to help us, not only with Russia, but with China. We can bring and import some other items, construction materials, technologies, and lots of things with all the BRIC members and other BRIC partners.
In my opinion, as soon as the BRICS grain exchange will be implemented, will be built, we can say, your country will benefit even more.
Uh,
Grain exchange, commodity exchange also.
okay.
Yeah,
You mean a grain exchange? Okay. Yeah. Yes. Sure. Lots of countries will benefit from that grain exchange.
exchange.
Yeah.
So
Exchange.
we
Yeah.
hope it will happen soon.
Yes. Yes. We are waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
Well,
great opportunity.
Dereje, I would like to thank you for talking to us today. Thank you very much that you found time to stay with us today. So we are very interested to explore more about Ethiopia, and we will be grateful to see you again and again on our channel with news from Ethiopia. Because, frankly
All right.
speaking, as I told that before, that part of the world is very often um, out of the attention. So, dear friends, please like, share, and subscribe to Think BRICS for more in depth analysis on global trends. Hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we post our next video about BRICS nations and other exciting projects. Stay curious, stay informed. I thank you for watching.